Yes, sir. It's your boy Jelani Goodrich Reid, and welcome into the latest edition of Read Between the Lines. That is our BTL. So today I'm going to give you a quick read. All right, so it's not the full episode. I just wanted to give you a nice take today. So remember to hit me up on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you could get your podcast, wherever you listen. All right, so today I'm going to the NBA. Obviously, we saw the NFL just conclude with the Rams winning the Super Bowl. So shout out to the Los Angeles Rams. But today, I wanted to give you a quick read on something that has been, you know, really in my mind for a while, but I didn't want to really say it because I wasn't too sure about it. But I'm sure now. The Lakers are in trouble, obviously. We know that. But what I want to say is the Lakers should really think about trading Anthony Davis. Yes, I said it. I don't care if you disagree. There is a problem here. Okay? They should look to trade AD. Obviously, the trade deadline already passed us. So a deal's not going to happen by playoff time. All right. So they're stuck with him right now. But when you're looking at off season, when you're looking at moving forward, okay, as LeBron gets a bit older, you're going to want to make a deal. Okay. Let's just look at it right now. The Lakers are ninth in the Western Conference, 27-31. They haven't had any stretches this year where they've been 3 games over 500. Okay? The Lakers came into the season. I was a prisoner of the moment as well. I thought that they would actually make noise this year in the Western Conference, actually, probably make a run. And that is not going to happen. Okay. If you're a Lakers fan or if you're a LeBron fan and you believe this team is going to win a championship, that's not going to happen. I'm just telling you that right now. It's not going to happen. Okay. And so I'm looking at the Lakers, and the problem that I see is AD. It's AD. And it's been AD. It's been that way for how long? It's been that way for how long? When you're talking about the play on the court, look, we know who he is. Okay. He's a great talent, right? 23, 10, and 3 this year. Those are his averages. Okay. So he's not a scrub. We know that. We get that. But the problem is he doesn't give you enough when he's out there on the court. There are stretches where he plays good basketball. There's stretches where he doesn't do enough. Okay. My problem with AD, despite the fact that he's on my fantasy team, by the way, and my fantasy team has been crushed by injuries. Dame, Shea this year, AD, Bam, Jalen Green got hurt. Who else? Like all these guys. Tobias got hurt this year. That's my fantasy team for you. But AD, right? I remember people used to tell me, hey, Jelani, just look at it for what it is, man. AD's a top 5 player in the NBA. Yeah, maybe in 2018. I haven't seen this Anthony Davis that everyone's talking about in years. When he's healthy, does he give you enough? If you're LeBron James, do you sit back and think that AD has given me enough? No, he has not. Can I give you when he's out there on the court? I know he's injured, but when he's out there on the court, can I give you his fourth quarter? He averages 4.5 points on 49% shooting. 4.5 points in the fourth quarter on 49% shooting. Not good enough. Not for a perennial all-star. Not good enough for a guy that a lot of people somehow still consider top 5. I don't. That narrative's done for me. The top 5 narrative. Maybe he has the top 5 talent. It's really there. It is still there. But to tell me that he's a top 5 player in the league, no, no, sir. So I'm looking at the Lakers, and we all know what this was supposed to be. When AD was traded to the Lakers a few years ago, LeBron, of course, he's getting older. He's 37 years old right now. The plan was AD, take hold of this franchise. This is yours now, man. AD, you're younger than LeBron. You have the talent to carry us moving forward. Laker Nation believed that. They believed that LeBron right now would be chilling, doing his thing, obviously getting that 20 plus points per game and all that stuff, still getting those stats, but it would be Anthony Davis's time to shine. And where are we right now? Where are we right now with AD? When he's on the court, I don't see the physicality that I want all the time. There's times where there's a mismatch, a clear mismatch, and he's afraid to take it to the paint. He's afraid to go dunk on somebody that's half his size. He settles for 3-pointers. Why? Acting like he's the second coming of Reggie Miller. Why? There are times defensively where he gets out rebounded by some guys. It doesn't happen all the time. Okay. I'm not saying that AD's a scrub in terms of rebounding. We know that's not true. But what we do know is there are certain stretches, certain games where you need him, whether if it's the offensive or defensive glass, and he doesn't show up for you when it matters most in crunch time. Or he doesn't show up when there are clearly mismatches all over the court, doesn't expose people on the other side. He doesn't expose his opponents because he settles. Because he wants to stay in his own lane. He doesn't want to do more than what is expected of him. Okay? Anthony Davis, there's a problem here. And I just don't know. I've always been about this. I don't know if the motor is there. Okay? Again, talking about when he's on the floor. Is the motor there? Because there are plenty of times where I would want AD, yo, get us this W. You are one of the better players in basketball. Take the ball with authority, get us this victory. I don't see it. I don't see those stretches where he plays guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak. We know about the head-to-head between these two guys. We know about the debate. And I see a guy in AD who gets just flat out outplayed by Giannis. There are stretches during these matchups with these guys, top tier guys, where I'm like, is he even trying out there? Is he trying to prove to people that, yes, I am better than so-and-so or X player? I don't see that all the time from Anthony Davis. And that's why I said, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers don't win another ring with this AD and LeBron duo. Why? Because LeBron can't do it all the time. He needs AD. Yes, again, sometimes AD does show up, but most of the time, ever since that bubble, we haven't seen the real AD. And also, that bubble, let's face it, man, that was very generous towards the Lakers. Why? Because they gave LeBron, an older LeBron, a lot of time to rest. What, 4 months rest? You give an AD, a guy in Anthony Davis who's injury prone, 4 months of rest before going into playoffs? Of course, they're going to win the whole thing if they're healthy. That was it was a gift. Let's face it, it was a gift. And since then, we haven't seen the same. Okay. And when I'm talking about AD and why do I say AD needs to be traded by the Lakers? Why do I say that? You can't trust him. Can you trust him? If you're a Lakers fan right now, can you trust him? Tell me, yes or no? The answer is no. If you are a LeBron fan, okay, all those LeBron fans that want him to get more rings, blah blah blah. Look, I'm a LeBron fan, but I don't consider myself as crazy of a fan as I've seen on Twitter or on socials. Okay, so those fans out there who are LeBron fans, do you believe that you could really put all your faith and all your trust in Anthony Davis moving forward? The answer is no. Guys, You cannot trust this dude, okay? When I talk about the lack of motor, when I talk about the lack of willingness to outperform certain guys out there on the court all the time, whether if it's a mismatch or if it's another top tier, high end player, all star, sometimes he just doesn't show up in these matchups, okay? When you need him in the fourth quarter, he doesn't show up for you all the time. There are games we've seen where he hasn't scored in the fourth quarter. There are games we've seen in the month of February, even where he hasn't even attempted a field goal in the fourth quarter. Can you trust this dude? This is the same guy who everyone in New Orleans was like, okay, look, AD, man, great talent, great player. He's being held back by New Orleans. He goes to LA, wins the chip. Okay, let's win some more. Let's get some more championships in here. You have what it takes. Obviously, LeBron's getting older. It's your time to shine. Have we seen AD shine yet? Have we seen him be the guy that wants to take over? No. No. The answer is no, because he doesn't want to take over. He doesn't have the drive that you want to see from a top tier talent like him. How long, if you're a Lakers fan, if you're a LeBron fan, how long do you want this to last? Tell me, because it's going to last for a while. Trust me. Trust me. Anthony Davis cannot be trusted, guys. And I like him. He's a good player. We know this, but he cannot be trusted moving forward if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. And another point. Now let's get to what's actually going on. A major reason why you can't trust him is out of his control, obviously, but it's the injury bug. Okay, this guy, I feel bad for him. You don't want to see anyone get hurt, obviously, but this guy, he just keeps getting hurt. You're watching that game against Utah last night. He gets hurt his ankle, right? And you're just looking at all these guys are like, man, here we go again. They're not even surprised anymore. LeBron was like, man, again? I can't deal with this. Because when you get somebody who's so good, who's so talented, but keeps getting hurt again out of his control, but keeps getting hurt, you're like, okay, where do we go from here? It's the same old story time and time again. And to be quite honest with you, he gets hurt way more than any other star I've seen. Okay. There are 30 teams in the NBA right now, right? There's 30 teams. I believe that all these arenas, all these courts have suffered a fall from Anthony Davis at some point because he's always on the floor. Another injury, night by night. Okay. People are calling him Anthony Day to Davis, day to day, obviously, because he's always day to day. It's sad. But this is the reality of the situation. Can the Lakers put all their stock into him? Can they invest in this dude moving forward? They want to, but should you? I don't know. I don't know. Because you have so much baggage in terms of injury, you have so much baggage in terms of the lack of, you know, wanting to be that guy, wanting to be the best on the court all the time. It's not a good recipe. It's not a good recipe. Okay. This guy cannot stay healthy. So obviously, he has a sprain. The ankle sprain just came in, after they played the Jazz last night. They won that game because of the brilliance of LeBron James, of course. 33 points by LeBron, 15 in the fourth. It was one of the better performances that James has had this year. But yes, so Davis, he suffers an ankle sprain. He's going to receive treatment over the All-Star break. We'll see what happens once the Lakers get back to playing after the break, right? But guys, sprains are tough because sometimes ankle sprains or sprains in general, depending on, what part of the body it is, sometimes these injuries are worse than actual breaks. Sprains could linger longer. So Initial reports are surfacing saying 2 to 3 weeks for AD, possibly 2 weeks. I don't know about that. I think it's going to be longer. I think it's going to be longer, and the Lakers are going to be in a tough spot. They're ninth right now in the Western Conference. I don't think this team's going to be a top 16. That's not a stretch. Look at how they're playing. They're off and on. Okay, they're up and down. They're winning games then losing. Okay, they are the archetype. They are the symbol. They are the poster child for a 500 basketball team because they're so all over the place, right? They're ninth right now, and depending on how long AD's out, how will the Lakers be in terms of like their rankings, right? Do they drop even more? Because now you're gonna need LeBron to do even more, right? That's not sustainable. I'm telling you, that's not sustainable. Let's say they do make the play and they make the playoffs, they're gonna get swept, or they're gonna get gentlemen swept by 5 by somebody. Because I don't see this team. I don't see them. So again, this injury is gonna be tough for the Lakers to deal with because again, LeBron has to do more than asked for. What's Russ gonna give us? I don't know. He's just a roller coaster. So it's tough to see Anthony Davis getting hurt all the time. But again, he's just not a guy you want to invest your future in. You don't want to put all your stock into this guy. I'm telling you, don't buy into it, man. Don't let his talent overlook the baggage, overlook what he's really provided the Lakers. So many question marks here. You cannot trust him moving forward. And I know, I get it. Oh, Jelani, the Lakers, they brought him over in order to be a contender after LeBron retires. They want him to stay because they feel with him they're going to be more of a threat. Okay, of course, he's Anthony Davis for crying out loud. Now, obviously, he's a good talent. He's a good player. We know that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying that. But the problem is, who is he on a night to night basis? Because he's so up and down. He's so inconsistent. I don't know what I'm getting from this guy. And then on top of that, you're getting so many injuries from this dude. Can I, let me actually give you, since being a Los Angeles Laker, can I give you the list of injuries, please? Can I get I have them right here. Since being a Los Angeles Laker in 2019, right shoulder pain. I can't even talk. Right shoulder pain in November 2019. So these are all the injuries. Okay, let me go right through the list of injuries that Anthony Davis has suffered since being a Los Angeles Laker, and then tell me after this if you could put all your trust in this guy. On top of the baggage in terms of him not wanting to be that dude on the court and the lack of motor that he has. Okay, and the up and down play because we don't know who Anthony Davis is night by night, game by game. We don't know if we're getting a 30 piece or if we're getting a night where he's just off and doesn't even take an attempt in the fourth quarter, a field goal attempt in the fourth quarter. Okay, so let me give you the injuries that he suffered since being an LA Laker. We have the shoulder pain in November 2019, sprained right ankle, December 2019, glute contusion, January 2020. Right knee pain, March 1st, 2020, right before the pandemic. Calf strain, December 27th, 2020. Abductor strain, January 8th, 2021. Quadriceps contusion, January 28th, 2021. Achilles tendonitis, February 21. Achilles tendonitis lingered again, February 21. Groin strain, May 2021. Can I give you this season, please? He suffered, he dealt with right knee soreness this past October. Okay, so he was dealing with a knee injury in October. Then let's look at November. The right knee injury lingered, and then on top of that lingering injury, he had what 5 games where he was out or dealing with a thumb injury. Let's continue with November. 3 games where he dealt with a thigh injury. 2 games in November with a head injury. Let's go to December 2021, which is this season. Remember, this past season. We have 3 games where he was out with a thumb injury. Okay. This is this season, guys. 2021-2022 season. I'm not even done this list yet. Okay, so 3 games he's out with a thumb injury in December. 4 games where he's dealing with a knee injury. That's from December, that's from mid-December through early January 2022. And then, since the knee injuries that he's dealt with, or the knee issues that he's dealt with in January, he's been dealing with a wrist throughout late January through February. Obviously, a lot of these he's played through, but that is the list, guys. Knee, thumb, thigh, head, thumb, knee, wrist. Hello. Put on your binoculars. See it for what it really is, guys. This dude gets hurt way too much. He cannot provide. He cannot provide. Okay? Because he is out here day by day, night by night. He's either hurt, he either gets hurt, he's either playing well, and then the game after he plays poorly, aka inconsistency. LeBron James, 37 years old, has to be a hero night by night, not sustainable, not in the Western Conference. No, 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 no. Come on. Guys, look at it for what it really is right now. The Western Conference is tough. You think this team is going to beat Phoenix? Please. Please don't give me that. Okay, Phoenix, we beat these guys in 5 games right now. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, best backcourt in the league right now. Yeah, I said it. Clay's been hurt, so you got to give it to Phoenix. Can't give it to Golden State right now. Speaking of Golden State, you think that the Lakers can deal with Golden State right now? No, they cannot. Utah, I know they beat them. I know they beat them last night. But the problem is, come playoff time, do you think that Utah is going to lose to these guys in 7 games? I don't think so. I don't think so. Also, Memphis is here. They're a young team, a good group. They're here. They'll cause problems for anyone they play in the playoffs. You think they're really going to beat them right now, the Lakers? You really think they could deal with the Grizzlies right now? I don't even think so. We're talking about a Western Conference with other teams. The Nuggets. I don't know. Is Jamal Murray coming back? Michael Porter Jr.? We don't know. But if so, the Nuggets are going to be a tough out. Dallas, Luka. I mean, Luka could win games by himself. Well, he has to. But Dallas, there are no scrubs. They aren't scrubs at all. So watch out for them. Even Minnesota, to be honest. Minnesota, they've been lingering. They've been, touching the 7th seed, trying to get in that 6th seed. They might be a play-in team that, meets the Lakers. It's going to be difficult for them. Because Karl Anthony Towns, he's having a nice year. Anthony Edwards, don't sleep on him either. Okay, so there are so many teams. The Clippers. The Clippers are not an easy out for anybody. And I know they don't have Kawhi or PG, but they're a tough out. They just are. The way they play, the way they're coached with Ty Lue. And who knows if one of those guys, Kawhi or PG, does come back. That would change a lot of things, of course. So when I'm looking at Anthony Davis, you cannot trust the guy. I gave you the injury history. I went through it all. I gave you the fact that he doesn't, appear to be one of those guys that wants it. Okay? He doesn't give you that difference, that factor out there on the court, that X factor where it's like, you know what? Put the ball in my hands. Let me get us to the promised land. I don't see that from him. I don't. And that's why I've been critical of him. That's also why I took Giannis over Anthony Davis years ago when this was really a debate. It's not a debate no more because Giannis is flat out better. Okay. But when you're looking at it, I just don't see that it factor from Anthony Davis that LeBron and these Lakers need. He's off and on. One night, he gives you the 30. The other night gives you what? 17, 5, and 3. Not enough. Sorry, not enough. There are nights where he goes crazy in one quarter. And then another night where he doesn't do anything in the fourth quarter, gives you the 4.5 points per game in the fourth quarter. And there are certain stretches where he doesn't even attempt a field goal. How does that help me out if I'm a Laker? How does that help me out if I am LeBron James? Help me out here. I need it. I'm 37, bro. I'm 37. LeBron shouldn't be doing all this work, right? And that's why I say they cannot trust Anthony Davis. It should not be only LeBron James, who is a senior citizen in terms of NBA basketball players and age. He should not be doing all that he's doing, but he is because he has to, because you cannot trust AD. Okay. Top 5 talent, you could make the argument for that. But I do not see, and I have not seen over the past few years, I have not seen a top 5 player in terms of Anthony Davis. That is my issue. And as you move forward, LeBron getting older. He's 37 right now. He'll be 38 in the 2022-23 season. I see LeBron playing what, 3 more years, 3 more years of high quality play. The Lakers don't want to settle and be first round exits like we saw last year. They want to win championships, right? I think they're done winning championships with Anthony Davis. And if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. But right now, I do not see it. I don't see it. Okay. So if you're the Lakers, entertain it. I heard Stephen A. talking about this, and I agree. You can't really trust a dude that gives you all these issues and all these problems. You can't let his talent blind you from what's really going on. Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, if you could try to find a way to get him out of that situation in Washington, you need to explore it. Get yourself some draft picks, something for this dude. Because if I'm LeBron, I see him get hurt again. Again, it's out of his control, but I'm like, damn. Again? What am I supposed to do? And when I'm out there on the court, when I need AD and AD's out there with me, if I'm LeBron, help me out, brother. Help me. Because there's games when you are looking like you are in the conversation of the better power forwards ever. And there are nights where it's like, why is he on NBA 75 on the 75th anniversary team? Can't trust him. Injury prone. Inconsistent play. Struggles at times in the fourth quarter. LeBron getting older. Should not be doing all that he's doing for the Lakers right now. You need Anthony Davis to step up. He hasn't stepped up since the bubble. If you're the Lakers, you need to look at the situation and say to yourself, man, we might need to move on at some point. Maybe not this season, but at some point we might need to move on, because I get it. You want to be ready for the future, but the future does not look bright if these issues continue, and they're just going to get worse as Anthony Davis gets older. All right. So that's it for the quick read today. So thank you for listening to the quick read. That's my take on Anthony Davis. I believe, again, if you need a recall, I need to see them entertain a trade at some point for Anthony Davis. You cannot trust him, and he has underperformed. Okay, I get it. 23, 10, and 3. I'll take that stat line from anybody, but Anthony Davis, at times, he just doesn't show up when it matters most. But thank you for listening. This is on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. This was your boy, Jelani Goodrich Reid, for another edition of RBTL. Be sure to also hit up at the RBTL Show on Instagram for more of my takes and more episode updates. And I will see you guys next time.